Hi, Jojo Remy here. Welcome to my blog and me making my designs for my women's collection for my show on Sunday, February the 19th. Right, okay, now I'm going to insert a zip. Okay, I wish I had the camera then you'd be able to actually see me sew it, but I'm going to just do it in stages so you can actually see, just get an idea of what I'm doing. So first of all, a tailor showed me a really nice way of inserting invisible zip into the dress, and it's pretty much foolproof and it's very accurate. There's lots of many different ways in mass production, and you know, if you're on the floor of piecework, of course you've got to put as many zips as you can to get your money. So anyway, but if you're doing couture wear, you should take your time, make sure everything's accurate. So first of all, you buy a zip that's longer than needed. I always buy a zip that's longer than you've got leeway to place your zip and the length. You can cut off the excess anyway. But when my tailor's also to allow a couple of inches, 2-3 inches extra. So once you've sewn it, you will need to flick it back through to actually push the zip back up to close it. So you need an extra part of the zip. Otherwise, it will be too short. You won't be able to actually put it back through. You'll see what I mean soon anyway. So first of all, the tailors did show me a great way, the tricks of the trade and the tailoring. I always put stay tape, which is kind of a fusing. I'll show you the stay tape now. So I've got it on the roll. So I've got mine on the roll. They come in different widths. It's really good. It's very handy. This is a stabiliser, and I put this on the front of jackets to really give a nice crisp edge on the jackets. And I put it on to the seams of the zips now, because when you always insert zips, it will stretch. Inevitably, it will always stretch, and you don't want the seam to stretch at all. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. So this actually stabilises the seam. So you can actually see here, I've actually see the black. That's my fusing, what we call stay tape in the tailoring trade, and that will actually stabilise the seam when you're actually inserting the zip. So I put that on the front and the back side too. So it's really good then. Always do that first. So once you measure the length of the length of the zip, then you actually mark it, chalk mark it. And then you sew a seam from the chalk mark, first of all, down to the hem. I've done the French thing, but it's the same principle, okay? Once you've done that, you before you press the seam open, you actually continue now. You baste it. You can actually see my basting stitch. You baste this, or I've actually chalk marked it, which, you know, it's a seam, same seam, so it's a continuation. So you baste this together all the way up to the top, okay? And that all. So basically, that's basted in there. Okay, so it's only a temporary stitch you put in there, just for the placement of the zip. Then you press the seam open. You can actually see I've actually pressed the seam open in there. Then once you press the seam open, you actually get the zip the wrong side up. There's the wrong side up, and you actually use this as a guide. Okay, that'll be at the top. Then you place this on the seam, and the middle of the zip. Then you can actually see the middle of the zip there. There's a little seam in the middle of it. It's got to match the middle of where you've temporarily tacked the seam. Okay, so that will go together. Okay, so you match that, and then you tack it down the side of the zip. Don't catch the underside, only catch the seam. So as you go down, you make sure there's a seam under the zip in the middle matches the middle of the seam there. So it will be central. It will be centre. The centre of the zip will be actually aligned and married to the centre of the actual seam. So that will give a really accurate finish to your zip. Okay, you do that all the way down to the bottom. Don't forget to leave about a good few inches. Okay, so you just baste it on either side down to there, and then you come across and sew on the other side. Don't catch the underside, only catch the seam allowance when you're doing it. You'll see me on the next blog, you'll see what I've done. Okay, and once you've done that, I'll see you on my next blog. I'll just show you what I'm going to do. It's very simple. So basically, I'll just reiterate what I'm doing. You get your zip, mark the length of the zip. Always buy an extra long zip, so it gives you leeway to cut it or whatever. Okay, mark it. Sew your seam allowance 1 centimetre, 1.5, whatever seam allowance you put through. That's your very first thing you can do. Once you've done that, you actually mark. I chalk mark it, but to get it accurate, and it's a continuation of that seam. So you baste together. Okay, you baste it together all the way up. It's only a temporary stitch, so this is basted together. The rest of it all the way up to the top. Then you press it open. And then you place the wrong side of the zip up this. Don't forget we're doing an invisible zip, and the middle of the seam of the zip should match the middle of the seam. So you go one side first, you tack it down all the way down, then you go to the other side and tack that all the way up. I'll show you at my next blog how you'll see how I've done that. Okay, and that will be accurate. When the zip is sewn through, you'll know it's totally accurate. Okay, right. So I'll see you at my next blog. Bye for now.